not because I'm curious of the teachings of Buddha, because I have no any evidence. Any evidence means I have no textbooks of Tipitaka. I have no textbooks of quotation of the Tipitaka. Then I cannot do that. I only study from the book written by some venerable monk. I have written by the textbook from the school or from the university. I have never seen from the Tipitaka myself. Then I could not make the quotation. But in my mind, so many people, some people, my audience, in radio and in television, Ajahn, you have done a lot with the TV, with the radio. Why don't you written some book and give us? But I myself, I feel like it's too cheap. Why? Because I could not compete, I could not compare, I could not equal to what is the subjects are written in Tipitaka. For example, in our society now, one master hold on with anapanasati, one another master hold on yuk no pong no, one master hold on sammarahan, one master hold on putto putto. We just hold on the master only. We just hold on whom we are following. But we never heard that the Buddha mentioned everything, especially for the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. It's more than all teachers, all masters together in Thailand. Technique are mentioned in Mahasatipatthana Sutta. But if you learn about the meditation from one master, you say only, I'm going to teach the meditation according to the 4 foundations of mindfulness or Satipatthana Sutta. But mostly, very few people or very few masters have opportunity to give the whole set of Satipatthana Sutta. Mostly, when they are going to start for the meditation, they will follow only the step of breathing in and breathing out. That means anapanasati only. The practitioner or the yogi, you know yogi? Or yoga vajra. All the practitioners, they have no opportunity to learn the whole set of Satipatthana Sutta. Because of that, most of the practitioners, most of the Buddhist practitioners, they hold on just only which one the master have given. They are not going to make more research. They are not going to make more education. They are not going to make more study. What the other Kaya-anupassana, Vedana-anupassana, Chitta-anupassana and Dhamma-anupassana, they just following only one guide of the master. That is one mistake I myself facing by myself. When I was told, I was told that sitting meditation is this. When I followed, when I stuck in the meditation for 4 days, I didn't get up to make the arm roll, to eat the food. That made me attachment. But I don't know, because I didn't know that if my greedy is coming, that I want to get more and more, then My desire is my obstacle, my block. This most of the Buddhists, we don't have opportunity to learn about this. When we getting into the systems of meditation, then we just learn only, okay, you don't have to ask any question. You better not ask any question, just sitting and breathing in and out, and just following your breathing in and out, and try to make your mind calm and peaceful. I didn't say that's not correct, but that is the part of correct. But it's not the whole part of correct. We want to guide the people going to the war to protect our border of our country. Then we get the order from the head officer. Okay, you just walk straight and then fight with the army. But without telling that how many kilometers you are going to walk, and you have to pass through how many canals, how many rivers, and how many forests, and different forests, different canal, different river, there are how many dangerous in there. If we have opportunity to study before we are going to the battlefield, and we know our enemy, that how many men of the troop of us and how many enemy we going to fight with, and if we have an idea before we go into the battlefield or we go into the war, then we may know how to protect ourselves, and we know how to make ourselves safe and strong till we find out where is the enemy. The same thing, we are going to make Buddhist meditation. Very few the practitioner have opportunity to learn as the times of the Buddha. When the practitioner learn during the times of the Buddha, for example, like one venerable come to learn. If we say, for example, like Venerable Punna. Anyone remember about his name? Punna, Venerable Punna. He is from the southern of India in Sunaparanta, and he learned about the meditation, and probably he learned from the beginning up to the Arahanta. You know Arahanta? Yes, I think everybody know. They learn from the beginning, from the ABCD, and up to how to make the research, right? They learn from ABCD up to how to make their research about the PhD. But they learn his all things but not concentrate with the practicing. But this deal he learned too much, and he have one trouble, because when he start going to make the full meditation, he always rethinking about his hometown. And then he requests the Lord Buddha that, Sir, would you mind teach me from how can I be alone and how can I practice up to the Arahanta? Then I'm going to practice, and I'm going to my hometown and practice. Then the Lord Buddha have give him the question that, do you know that, Punna, if you go to Sunaparanta, the people over there, they are very, very, very grateful. They are very already to make you this difficult. And yes, I know, sir. If you've been there, then if they abuse you and say a bad word to you, then what will you do? Then the Venerable Punna say that, yes, sir, if they say a bad word to me, I will bless them that very good. They didn't hit me, they didn't kill me. If they hit you, what will you do? And then he said, oh, if they hit me, it's okay, they didn't kill me. If they kill you, what will you do? If they kill me, then okay, most of the monk, we are not worried going to be killed anyway. We're going to die anyway because our five aggregate is nothing permanent. Then the Lord Buddha said, oh, okay, that's good, sadhu, sadhu. You can go there, you may go there now. You know? Then he been there and he got enlightenments over there and he got a lot of disciples over there. And once he invites Lord Buddha and the Lord Buddha been to that area to please him in that area we call Sunaparanta. That is the beginnings of in the Thai Buddhist traditional. We have performed one thing on after Buddhist Lent, we call Loi Katong. You know the Loi Katong, right? The candle light in the months of 12. The months of 12. It's not the 12th of December, but the 12th of November. Full moon. The Lord Buddha been there and then he have given a sermon, the very significant sermon to another hermit, the one who belongs to another religion, is not Buddhist. The ancient the ancient religions in India. And then that man, the leaders have changed to become a Buddhist. And he's studying and he's being noble. And after that, when the Lord Buddha reached to the Punna area where he lived in Sunaparanta, I just been there on the month of October last year. And I was checking about the route, about the expanding, about the prosperities of Buddhism over there, is exactly the same area to the Venerable Punna had been there. And even afterward, after pathways of Lord Buddha, the Buddhism was very much prosperity and well known to all those areas. Because of that, the cave, for example, like Achanta Kalora and another cave in that area, was up to now very well known and very famous to the Indian, to the foreign, even for to whole world. It's become a world heritage in that area. It is about, we can say that the same to the historical backgrounds of Buddhism and meditation. If we learn all the Satipatthana Sutta, I think it's not just only the schedules of MCU, but it will be a whole part of the system or the principle of the Buddhist meditation for you, for the whole life. What I have heard from some of the commentaries and some of the venerable, or even in Tipitaka itself, if you follow one sutta, if you follow seriously sutta, doesn't matter which sutta. For example, like you are following the Satipatthana Sutta or Mahasatipatthana Sutta, then seriously practicing, following with this sutta. It mentions in here, already in the year we have learned about the Pali literature and Pali grammar, about the words, exactly the word, if not going to be enlightened within 7 years, it will shortcut up to 7 days. That means day and night every activities. You are following with the Satipatthana Sutta. If you are not going to gain enlightened in this lifetime, if you are dying and then you born somewhere, for example in Tawatingsa, their age is 36 million years of this planet. Mean you've been long life, 36 million years in Tawatingsa. When you are finished, you are married because of you run out of the merit in Tawatingsa. If you be born again, maybe the next Buddha coming. Someone said, no, only 5,000 years next Buddha will be coming. Who told you that? I have seen some in commentary, in some, the commentary. Commentator have said that 5,000 years, then another Buddha will be coming. But if you look exactly in the Cakkavatti Sutta, right? Times of the Buddha, people have 100 years old. And up to now, every 1 year, every 100 years, 1 year is cut off. Every 100 years, 1 year is cut off. Up to now, 25, 26 years cut off. Then, after 100 years now is 67 or 75 years is left. But now it's going on, but not go up, go down. Go down again and again. Now it's more faster because they have more like a spaceship. It's going down faster. Not 100 years cut off 1 year anymore. Why? Because we run out of the fertilizers. We run out of the good qualities of food. We have increased more bad qualities of food. For example, chemical, poison, and a lot of chemical. That's the causes to cut off all kinds of fertilizers and nutriment of the food. How can the human being more long age? That's I wonder that most of the doctors in Thailand or elsewhere in the world that nowadays in modern age the people have more longer than before. I can't believe that because about 61 years ago, I was 5 years old. About 57 years ago, my great-grandmother, she has 125 years old, okay? And when my grandfather, she lived only 94 years old. Not much longer, different, because that period is not much of chemical, that's not much of the any poison. We grow the farm, grow the things in the jungle and forest. No need poison. Or what we say right now, we go paraquat or anything is now very popular. And most of the Thai farmers say, without the paraquat, we could not grow any crop or any vegetable. You know one story I told. The people in the northern of Thailand, they grow vegetable. They want the vegetables very nice, nothing cut, no bug, nothing. Then they grow very nice without disturbed by the bug. Then they put a lot of paraquat, they put a lot of poison. Yes, no kinds of any bug disturbed. But what happened? When they cut, they have all those vegetables, they put on the truck. When the vegetable fell down on the ground, they never look at why. Because they put a lot of poison. But where are they going to bring? To the city. Why they bring to the city? Because the city people want the vegetable very nice, nothing disturbed by the bugs or animal. Then they have to make this very nice and perfect, green and clean, but they don't know. The city people don't know that they put a lot of poison. Even fell down on the ground, they don't want to bring for themselves to eat. Even they don't want their pigs or any kinds of animal to eat. Why? If their animal eat, they may die immediately. But then how about the city people? The city people is innocent. Because they want beautiful, they want nice. They don't care, okay, they're going to die, it's not my business. Because they want clean and nice vegetable. That's why so many people. Now, for example, even the young age is below the teenagers. They get the cancers already. Then how can the doctor say that now the people have more longer than age than before? That's, I don't believe. I don't believe that the doctor says the truth. But maybe in the maximum, I believe that in maximum, if the previous time, 50 years ago, maybe 60 years, 100 years ago, the people may easily die because of the infections of some of the disease. For example, like plague or influenza or anything may kill a number of the people. For example, like in Bangkok, about the King Rama III or the 4th, the people die almost the whole city. The one who will not die, means the one who escaped and lived in the jungle or in a remote country, then they survive because of the plague, because of the like a diarrhea, like this. Maybe they die a lot of number of the people. Because of that, the people may consume to be like, in maximum, the people have not too long age to live. But in the normal people, during the times of Buddha, the most longest one is 160 years old, right? Who's that one? Do you remember? In the historical backgrounds of Buddhism, one venerable monk, he lived up to 160 years old. I don't know now, someone still have this much longer age. That's venerable, his name, Pakula. Yeah, his name is Pakula. He lived the life up to 80 years old. When he was 80 years old, then he ordained to become a Buddhist monk. And he lived another 80 years old. That means he lived 160 years old. That is, have mentioned the longest one who lived in the times of the Buddha. But up to now, I have heard from some, but it's not quite sure, in Japan or in China, that to prove about, the doctors say that now the people have more long age, more to live longer life than before. I didn't believe that. Because fertilizer is gone, nutrition is gone, and poisons are more, and environments are more. No one can replace that. Even now, how many 100 years that the petrol, the oil will going to finish, and all the fertilizers, the chemical fertilizers are made from those left of the oil. It's no anymore to produce about that. I think that to prove that the doctors say that people nowadays longer life than before is not possible. And have mentioned in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta that if anyone still enjoy the life, anyone who still enjoy the life, oh my life was so beautiful, oh my life is so much happy, oh my life is wonderful, that is not suitable for one who's going to practice in Satipatthana Sutta. The one who's going to be well practicing, well educating, well learning about Satipatthana Sutta, that's the one who understands the natures of being. What is the natures of being? 3. First, Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. Very good, thank you, Meshi. That's to prove with the enlightened days of Lord Buddha. We call Puppenivasanusatiyana. What does it mean? The previous life, again and again, again and again, uncountable. Puppenivasanusatiyana, to prove that anicca. Chutupapatayana is about to prove that all being suffering. All being, not just only human being. Doesn't matter what kinds of being. What kinds of being. Doesn't matter. Not just only this universe. Doesn't matter from billions of the universe. The same thing. No other universe can be forever. Every universe or uncountable universe, the same position, the same situation, anicca, dukkha and anatta. Only the one who understands this situation, understand that, for example, the Lord Buddha himself, he been born again and again. Even he is fortuned by the previous Buddha, venerable like Tipitaka, more than 4 asankhya kappa. Even predict and fortune that he is sure Niyata Bodhisattva, Niyata Bodhisatta. What is the difference between Bodhisattva and Bodhisatta? What are different? Anyone give idea? Meaning are same, but what are different? Okay, that we call Niyata and Aniyata Bodhisattva and or Bodhisatta. But I asked that what's the difference between Bodhisatta and Bodhisattva? What's are different? You are the students of Buddhism. Just only second year, right? Only second year. You still have flexible to learn. Different is Bodhisatta and Bodhisattva is only language different. What is the Bodhisatta? Pali, very good. Bodhisattva is Pali language. Bodhisattva? Sanskrit. Sanskrit language. If someone asking you, you may get this idea to give them the answer. Okay? And the meaning is not different. But what the Meshi have given that Niyata Bodhisattva or Aniyata Bodhisattva, that means different is only the one who is 100% to be sure to be Bodhisattva. And Aniyata Bodhisattva means he's not be sure yet. Can be sure yet that he's going to be the next Buddha. That means he may change or they may change their mind. Like in this story of Thailand, one venerable monk, like a Luang Man, asked about, was told by his disciple and have written about his historical background that at the beginning he had been trying very hard to practice to be enlightened, but due to one obstacle, one block he himself, his many previous life he had made determination that he want to be the next Buddha. He want to be the Buddha to be. Then this lifetime he has been practicing and been trying and learning a lot, but it's always somewhere, always blocking him. Then, when he got in the contemplation, he came to know that some of the previous life, he has made his determination that he wants to be the Buddha to be. Then, that we call Aniyata Bodhisattva. Or Aniyata Bodhisattva means he's not predict, he's not fortuned by the one Buddha yet. If he already fortuned or fortune teller by some of the Buddha or one Buddha, he not be able to change his mind. But this is not only. He had made determination for several lives that he want to be the next Buddha to be. When he came to know that, then he have changed his mind. No, I don't want to be the next Buddha anymore. I want to gain enlightenment in this lifetime. That means he cut off his determination to be the next Buddha to be. Then he was able to gain enlightenment. That most of the people in Thailand, doesn't matter monks or lay people, we believe that he is a noble one, means he is a noble monk, but we don't know yet what step is he. Maybe Sotapanna, Sakitagami, Anagami, or Arahanta. We are not going to be able to predict about that. Why? Because we are not noble yet. But we say according to his disciple have said. But if we do his activity, we look at his activities and all his practicing, the way of he live, the way of he learn, the way of he teach, I think he's a noble. But only we didn't exactly know that which part of the noble is he. But this part of the mentions in Thai society still confused. Nowadays, many normal people, many normal people say that venerable monks are noble, arahanta. And if we look closely to the words of Lord Buddha, if one going to predict someone to be the noble one or the noble monk, that means he is a higher than. For example, only the noble monk who have gained apinyaya, the sixth apinyaya, means the supernatural power. There are six supernatural power. Then they are going to know about the state of minds of the monk. Or maybe the one who came enlightened, say by himself, before he died, or before he passed away. He may gathering the meeting or assembly of the Sangha and announces that anyone have any difficulty.